G'day, welcome to this explainer. Look, if you've ever felt that sudden, overwhelming wave of anxiety or just found your mind racing at a million miles an hour, trust me, you are absolutely not alone. Life gets incredibly stressful, and it's so easy to feel like you're losing your grip when panic sets in. But what if I told you that you've actually got a built-in, scientifically proven tool to just switch off that panic in a matter of minutes? Well, today we're diving into box breathing. It's a fast, super accessible little biohack to calm anxiety and literally stop overthinking in its tracks.
Now, just a really quick note before we jump in. This explainer is strictly for educational purposes, all right? While these breathing techniques are incredibly powerful and backed by science, they're definitely not a substitute for professional medical advice. So always reach out to a healthcare provider if you need that ongoing support.
All right, let's get right into it. Today, we'll cover what box breathing actually is, the science of the vagus nerve, exactly how to do the 4-4-4-4 method, a quick 1-minute guided exercise together, and finally, when you should be using it.
So part one, what is box breathing? Let's understand the basics. Modern life is just demanding. And when things get chaotic, our bodies kind of freak out and react like we're under a physical threat. But as we're about to see, we've got the biological tools to actually manage that.
Box breathing, some folks call it four-square breathing, is basically a highly structured breathing technique. It uses equal, timed counts for inhaling, holding your breath, exhaling, and then holding it again. And get this, according to clinical research in the Journal of Alternative and Complementary Medicine, this controlled rhythmic pattern actively regulates your autonomic nervous system. It significantly lowers cortisol, which is your body's main stress hormone. You can think of it like a manual override for your brain. So instead of feeling like a terrified passenger in a speeding car, this puts you right back in the driver's seat. You get to manually tap the brakes and steer your nervous system back to safety.
Now, we really need to understand the difference between box breathing and another really popular one, diaphragmatic breathing. As the experts at Breathwork point out, these two methods do completely different things. If you're dealing with chronic, ongoing anxiety, or you just want to wind down before bed, diaphragmatic breathing is your mate. It's got a natural rhythm, and it's all about physical relaxation. But box breathing? That is your emergency handbrake. Because it's so structured and rigid with its timing, it demands intense mental focus. And that focus completely distracts your brain from spiraling into anxious thoughts. It's absolutely perfect for acute stress, moments of panic, and just needing quick, immediate relief.
Moving on to section 2, the vagus nerve and the science of stress relief. To really get why this works under the hood, we have to talk about this absolute biological marvel inside you called the vagus nerve. Dr. David R. Hamilton has this brilliant analogy. He says the vagus nerve is literally like the foot brake on your heart. See, it's the main nerve of your parasympathetic nervous system. You probably know that as your rest and digest mode. It's essentially a massive information superhighway connecting your brain right down to your heart, lungs, and gut. So when we intentionally control our breathing, we're basically pressing and releasing this internal foot brake to mechanically slow down a racing heartbeat. How cool is that?
So here's exactly how that brake works inside you. When you inhale, these special cells in your lungs called stretch receptors get triggered. They shoot a rapid signal up to your brain. And the brain responds by easing off the vagus nerve. It basically lets off the brake, so your heart rate naturally speeds up to pump that new oxygen around. But when you exhale, the exact opposite happens. Vagus nerve activity ramps up, the brake is slammed back on, and your heart rate physically, tangibly slows down. By just taking a moment to extend and control our exhale, we are literally forcing our nervous system into a state of calm.
But here's the real kicker. Box breathing doesn't just rely on the exhale. The actual magic happens during the breath hold. See, holding your breath safely causes a temporary little spike in carbon dioxide, or CO2, in your blood. Now, I know that sounds bad, but your body actually uses that CO2 as a crucial signal. It tells your blood's hemoglobin to loosen its grip and just dump a massive surge of oxygen directly into your brain. This creates this incredible biological state of calm focus, which, by the way, is exactly why Navy SEALs use this exact technique before high-stakes missions. Plus, exposing yourself to that slightly elevated CO2 during the hold actually trains your brain's fear center, the amygdala, to realize, hey, we don't need to panic. It builds serious long-term resilience. All right, section 3, the 4-4-4-4 method and how to practice. Now that we're completely across the science, let's look at the exact blueprint of how to do it. It's elegantly simple, really, just broken down into 4 equal parts. Step 1, you inhale slowly and deeply, ideally through your nose to maximize nitric oxide, for a count of 4 seconds. Step 2, you just hold that breath, keeping your airways open for 4 seconds. Step 3. Exhale smoothly and completely through your mouth for 4 seconds, letting all that air out. And finally, step 4, hold your breath again, but this time with empty lungs for 4 seconds. I want you to imagine drawing a square in your mind as you do each step. That equal 4-part structure is the actual box in box breathing, and it gives your brain exactly the mental distraction it needs to quiet down.
Section 4. A 1-minute guided exercise. Okay, we've talked about the theory enough. It is time to practice so you can actually feel the difference. If you can, stop whatever you're doing, just get comfortable in your chair, drop those shoulders down away from your ears, empty your lungs completely, and let's breathe together.
Inhale gently through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale smoothly. 2, 3, 4. Hold the empty lungs. 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do that again, drawing the box in your mind. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4.
One last cycle. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. All right, gently return to your normal, natural breathing. Excellent work. Honestly, just by doing those few cycles, you've engaged your vagal brake. Right now, you are actively building your vagal tone, making your nervous system so much more resilient to whatever the day throws at you.
Welcome back. Section 5, when to use it and finding daily micromoments. Just take a second to notice how your body feels right now compared to a couple of minutes ago. Pretty crazy, right? So let's shift focus to how we can practically use this new superpower in everyday life. The best part is, you do not need a fancy meditation cushion, absolute silence, or a spare hour to do this. You can sneak box breathing into little micro moments throughout your busy day. Do it on the train during a hectic morning commute. Run through 2 cycles right before you walk into a massive presentation or an exam. Or, try it lying in bed when your brain just refuses to shut off. Like the brilliant folks at the Black Dog Institute say, the absolute best part about box breathing is that it's completely invisible. You could literally be sitting in a crowded room, quietly taking total control of your nervous system, and nobody would even have a clue you're doing it.
Now, it's really important to remember that managing stress and anxiety is a journey. It's not a one-time fix. If you feel like you need a few more tools in your toolkit, there are some absolutely fantastic, trusted resources available right here in Australia. Organizations like Beyond Blue, Mind Health Australia, and the Black Dog Institute offer incredible, compassionate support. Apps like Smiling Mind are great for daily exercises, and networks like eMental Health in Practice give you brilliant frameworks for understanding your well-being. Professional support is always available, and actively seeking it out is a massive sign of strength.
Well, we have covered a heap of ground today, from the amazing biological mechanics of the vagus nerve and that oxygen-boosting Bohr effect, right through to a real-time practice session. You've now got a scientifically backed, Navy SEAL-approved tool sitting right in your back pocket. So I'm going to leave you with this final question to ponder. What micro moment of calm will you create today to take back control of your nervous system? Give it a go. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and take care of yourselves out there.